Starting from this lesson, we'll learn another two positioning techniques: position and float. These two techniques are used to lift selected elements out of normal flow and convert them into out-of-flow elements. Before we start, we need to answer a few questions. What is normal flow? And what is out-of-flow? And why do we need out-of-flow elements? To begin with, normal flow is the default way browsers arrange page elements. Everything we've been dealing with so far are in normal flow. Old contents will be located first. New contents will be located either below or behind the old ones. No matter how crowded a web page is, its elements will never overlap each other. You can think of normal flow as the Tetris game, just upside down. Every page element is like a metal plate. The top and left browser borders are like magnets. As a result, all page elements are being attracted to the top and left browser border. They will either reach the top and left browser border or stack behind old contents. The location of old contents won't be affected by new ones. Another major character of normal flow elements is the relationship between parent div and its child's contents. Let's create an empty one, but not set a height to it. If the div is empty, then its height will be 0. But if you add contents to it, the div's height will be generated by its contents. Another character is child elements, which will use their parent div as a reference object. You move the parent div, and the child element follows. The relative location between the parent div and the child elements, however, will not change. Normal flow elements can meet most of our needs in creating web pages, but not all of them. For example, normal flow elements will never overlap each other. Most of the time, this is a very desirable character. But however, it means that using normal flow elements, we can't create multiple-layer web pages. Unfortunately, this is not so desirable. Block elements, however, will always occupy a whole line. Most of the time, this is fine, but sometimes we might need to display block elements in the same line. Converting them into inline block is just one option, but it's not always the best one. The gap between inline block elements can't always be eliminated completely. But all of these problems can be fixed once we lift elements out of normal flow. We can have more freedom and flexibility in locating out-of-flow elements. But that freedom and flexibility, unfortunately, doesn't come free. Once a page element is out of normal flow, its behavior will become very different, sometimes even shocking. Therefore, we need to handle them carefully and properly. This requires us to have a clear understanding of the differences between normal flow elements and out-of-flow ones. We'll learn about these differences later in detail. Before starting the following lessons, watch this lesson again, especially the part where I summarized the basic characters of normal flow elements.